Hey, it's BT, and this is my Sepang GP review. Let's get it started. First of all, I don't know about you guys. I'm not a real big Sepang GP. I don't really like that track. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm be straight up honest. Ever since all I remember about the Sepang GP is the weekend Marco Simicelli got killed. That's all I remember. I just remember how it was also the same weekend. People don't realize that Marquez almost lost his career because there was water on the track, and none of the workers acknowledged it, and they all crashed. Marquez, remember, he damaged his eye, and he almost lost his career. And that was actually, and Marquez's bike hit Bradley Smith's shoulder, and it tore his shoulder part. He was done for the season. So Sepang's had and it's always been a weird track, man. I mean, just Sepang is weird. It really, if you think about it, in Malaysia, and it's not nothing against the people, but just remember the Malaysian airline they lost. They just lost an airplane. Remember that? They just lost it. How do you just lose an airplane? And nobody's really said what happened. Nobody knows. How do you lose an airplane? They just lost it. Anyway, so it's always been weird to me. I never really liked the track. I never really have, all because of that. And I think nobody really calls them out on their bull crap. But let's get it started. Let's get the GP started. Anyway, start off with Moto 3. Moto 3, and here's what I'm talking about. Moto 3, remember when all four of those riders, the top four, slid out? It's like somebody took a rug and went, and they all slid out, and they didn't call a red flag. Hello, they didn't call a red flag. When Brad Binder, the world champion who hardly ever crashes, he slides out, but no red flag. And they had 2 crashes on the first lap, 2 bad crashes first lap. Took out at least 4 or 5 riders, right? No red flag. Hello, no red flag. But at the very end of the race, Maria Herrera, God bless her, no offense to Maria, she falls like, hey, whoa, a lady's falling. Red flag. No offense to her. She was on the track. She was laying on the track, didn't get up. No offense to her, but then you call a red flag. I mean, finally, you know there's oil on the track. Why didn't it? That's what I'm saying. That GP I really just don't like. It's just really weird. Nothing against the track workers, but no one calls them out. There was something on that track and they didn't call the race. Maybe that's on Dorna or whatever, but still, I just don't like the track. It's like, you know that feeling you get, like you ever been to a bathroom, you ever go to a stall and you have to sit down and, do the business, right? And the toilet seat is already warm. You're like, that's how I feel about Sepang. It's like sitting on a warm toilet seat. You're like, let me just hurry up and do my business and I can get the heck out of here. That's what I feel about Sepang. It's like a warm toilet seat. I know. Don't visualize. But anyway, props to Pecco Bagnaia. Say what you want, even though they did screw Bender and the rest of those guys around, Pecco Bagnaia was already on it anyway. So it's not like, he was affected. He was on it from the get-go. So props to Pecco. Props to Jakob Kornfeld. I did a great job. And Bo Benschneider. Man, I love Bo Benschneider. That kid is going to be somebody. He's with Red Bull. He's a great racer, man. I like Bo Benschneider. Watch him in the next 2 years, maybe even next year. He might make a chance for the to win the title next year in Moto 3. So watch Bo Benschneider for Moto 3. Anyway, let's go on Moto 2. Say what you want. Johann Zarco, we've given him crap the last 4 weeks. Johann Zarco showed why he's a champion. I make fun of tight shoes all the time, but when it came down to show who and what a world champion is all about, he did the business. You can't say anything bad. Franco Morbidelli, I will give Franco Morbidelli the credit. Franco Morbidelli, once he wins, he'll be like Marc Marquez. Once he wins that first race, once he gets over the hump, damn, watch out. When Franco gets over the hump, he's gonna be the man. But until then, you got to give it up to Johann Zarco. He did what the champion's supposed to do. He did the business in the wet. He did the business. So you got to give it to him. Props to Johann Zarco. He's what the champion's all supposed to be about. Anyway, on the MotoGP, by this time, I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, that it's just going to be a safe race, because with the rain coming in during the podium sessions in Moto 3 and Moto 2, I was like, and then they had to delay the race, and you saw Lorenzo, you could see in his face, he was like, man, I do not want to race this race. And you see Rossi saying how the water, even though he had his helmet on, he was like, the water's too thick, we can't, the water's too deep, we can't race through here. And so you just felt for the guys, man. I was just hoping for a safe race, and it turned out to be one of the best races of the season. Props to Iannone. Iannone raced his ass off. I feel so bad for him. I thought Iannone was going to gap Rossi, and I thought it was over, but he ended up crashing. And you got to give it to Rossi. Tell the truth. When Iannone crashed, you think it's Rossi's. You thought Rossi's going to win. That's why you got to give it to Dovey. Say what you want. Say what you want. Dovey won that thing fair and square. Even though Rossi's tires went off, he still thought, no offense to Dovey, he won fair and square. But when you saw Dovey catching up to Rossi, you still kind of thought, Rossi's going to win this duel. I mean, head to head, Dovey can't mess with Rossi. I mean, that's just my opinion. No offense to Dovey, but it's like, nah. And the way Rossi was racing, but then the tires went off, and Dovey raced a perfect race. He took his time, stayed with the pack, and it was beautiful. Personally, I thought Marquez was going to do the same thing, and props to Marc Marquez. He had the Hershey squirts the whole weekend. I mean, his stomach was, when they say, stomach problems, we all know what that means. Stomach problems. So, I mean, I'm sure he had to tell Alpine Stars, hey, can I get a new suit? Why, Mark? I just need a new suit. Why, Mark? I just need a new suit. None of your business. So, he had stomach problems. He was racing going, 4 more laps. 5 more laps. When you have a bad stomach, it takes everything away from me. So, and he didn't blame it on his stomach, but, it had to play a little bit of part. When your stomach ain't acting right and you ain't got no Pepto-Bismol, it's tough to race. So props to Marc Marquez, and he finished like a champion. He finished, I think, 11th. He finished 11th with a bad stomach. So give it up to him. Like I said, he had the Hershey squirts, he had the bubble guts, and he still finished in 11th place. So props to him. Props to Jorge Lorenzo. Even he said he got lucky. And he was scared. I don't blame the guy. He didn't feel his tires. He went wide. He said he went wide every time. I think it turned 9. He went wide every lap, but still, he got 6th. He got 3rd. He got 3rd. Maverick got 6th. Even though he said he got lucky, and people who don't like Lorenzo said he got lucky. Luck counts. It's like winning the lottery. It's like, you got lucky and won. I still won. I'm still a millionaire. So props to that dude. Props to Jorge Lorenzo. Props to Rossi. Everybody who finished that race. I really was scared about that race. I really was. I didn't want to see anything bad happen. It's just something about, like I said, I don't like Sepang. I don't like that GP. I just think bad things happen. And Moto 3, it's like it was a bad omen was coming. So luckily, everybody's going to be okay. Thank God. So anyway, the GP race was actually an awesome race. It was a great race. I thought it was great. It was a four-man battle for the lead, and Rossi and Iannone made that race. I thought it was great, and props to Dovey. Number 9, baby, number 9. I think it's great. MotoGP just keeps getting better and better, and next year, oh my God, next year, 2017, is going to be awesome. Anyway, in 2 weeks, Valencia is going to be awesome. You know why? All the championships are decided. Everybody's just going to go for it. You can't beat that. Everybody's going to go for it. Some people are with their team for the last time. And when you got nothing to lose, you're the most dangerous person in the world. You got nothing to lose. It's like fighting a man with no teeth. He ain't got nothing to lose. So the Valencia is going to be great. Everybody's going all out, balls out. Lorenzo's last dance with Yamaha. Iannone's last dance with Ducati. Maverick's moving on to Yamaha, so his last dance with Suzuki. It's just going to be a lot of great last dances, and then we get to see the Tuesday testing with the new teams. It's going to be awesome, man. So looking forward to Valencia. I think Valencia is going to be great. And I think that's all for Sepang. I'm just glad everybody's okay. Props to Johan Zarco, even though it's World Superbike. Props to Johnny Ray for doing the damn thing. And World Superbike, props to him. And props to Kenan Sofuoglu. You say what you want about Sofuoglu, he still won, even though he's like a 5-time world champion in World Super Sport. I would like to see him go to Moto 2 again or go to GP. But anyway, props to Kenan Sofuoglu and everything. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, man, I'm looking forward to Valencia. See everybody just go for it, and racing's fun. And it's kind of neat how Marc Marquez has crashed twice after he's won the title. So you can tell he's going for it also, and he wants to finish the season on a great note. He wants to finish the season on a high note, so he's going to go for it in Valencia. Valencia's going to be great. It's going to be an all-out shootout. Can't wait to see it. Hope you guys enjoyed the GP review, and actually it's going to be under 10 minutes. How great is that? So thank you so much. Talk to you guys later. Until then, you know the word. 1, 2, 3. Peace.